Hey everyone, this is Monarchy, and today we're doing another Riftstone. And this Riftstone is located where the spiders are, and I would show you a little bit more, but as the map is, there is 3 points that you can go through. Well, technically 4, but let's just say 3 right now. The best choices to claim this Riftstone is by oops, Abyss waypoint, the Starlight waypoint, and also the Forest waypoint. Those are your 3 choices that you could start strategizing and working your way to get this Riftstone. However, if you're close to, let's say here, this Boonstone, then you could technically get a little bit easier access without other hassling. But and again, each guild members or guild leaders, they'll be able to use a guild stone that you could teleport anywhere close by, but you could only use it in a period of time. So you have to use it wisely and time everything. Um, so as you could see, it's a pretty open area that what I've showed you so far, it's not much of a rocky or mountain place, and it's gonna be a bit hard to conquer because there's players can come up here, oops, easy, and also these hooks. There's another hook here. So, oh, as well here. I totally missed this. But you could also climb rocks or climb the mountain. But since this is like a shallow area, you most likely can get up here with ease with no problem and just slam everything. But again, it all depending how big is your guild. And you have advantages if you have bigger guilds, and up to smaller guilds you have some disadvantage but also advantage. In this case, smaller guilds will have disadvantage, but if it's like a small guild with a smaller guild, this is a perfect practice of getting to know the environment and how to use the environment in your disposal. So even new players that's coming in and got into a guild and able to manage to get this, this is a pretty much a testing ground for you how to manipulate or use certain environments. Like this case, for an example, if there's a mage or archer, you could pretty much try to escape and go to cover. But if they are behind you, make sure you know your way around. For you're playing pin the tail of the donkey or playing tag, I should say. Tag is the best format, not pin a tail on a donkey. So tag your it, and if they're trying to get behind you and they're right here, boom, you have the high ground, and then you just go back down. So pretty much you need to play tag and parkour in this area. The more that you know how to use your surroundings and advantages, you'll be perfect. So let's say a ranger or someone's trying to take you out, probably the dual blades. Just jump here to get out of their range and sight, and if they're able to jump it, just jump back and then come back up. But in this case, it's not of a how can you prep, it's how you use the environment as your strength and weaknesses. Because the weaknesses, there's not that much you can cover, but there is so many terrain that, regardless if you're in PC or console, you could use it in your benefit, depending what weapon the other person's using and who's chasing you. So if you're really good in parkour, this would be perfect for you, and then to dodge, bob, and weave, and then slam into them, and then retreat. The strategy of this field is, you're gonna get me, or are you not? And just bait and switch. So, for an example, right, I can use one of these enemies here. So, he's gonna be behind me, but I could use the terrain as the advantage. If he's trying to get me, just bam, and back away. And then hit it another time, he's behind you, okay. Then, use your morph as an advantage if you need to. And then go again, do, that certain tactic. That's what I would do, depending on the level of each guild. And if you're stronger, this is gonna be completely fun. But remember, I did say there's this waypoint here, and Starlight, most likely they will be, and they will just go fly straight across. They need to do a little bit of travel, but it's not so bad. Here, they have to do a little bit more traveling. But either way, this may not be the best, but also you could use this as an advantage to, if you want to do sneak attacks and going for a full assault if you have a bigger guild. Smaller guilds, this is the worst place to go. And if you're able to have this boonstone, you could abuse it in a certain way, but not too much. But at the very least, it gives you more options. So, and if you need to escape for some reason, there it is. You could hightail from this angle and then go back in a loop-de-loop. But remember, escaping, it could be your best friend and strategy that you could partake. But keep in mind, you have to protect the Riftstone, excuse me, or take the Riftstone. So, as you can see, this is the closest way, and most likely people gonna be coming around here. So what you could probably do with mages and rangers or archers, wherever you want to call it, this would be the best point or pinnacle to throw arrows, magic, anything far range attacks. and maybe if you want to use some tanks, but that'll be like too spread out. You don't want to spread out too far because you're thinning yourself. So you're making a mess. So you can maybe put 3 or 4 people at the most, depending how good is your guild and how strong they are and who they are compatible with on doing these certain tasks. And then you have the upper area, like around, let's see, am I pointing? Yeah. Oops. Ah! Sorry about that. So, right about here, people won't get to that spot. You could technically, from the starlight, land right around here somewhere. So the best bet is to be close to the Riftstone as possible and having people around this area, and you could have a few people stand by facing different directions, and if there is plenty of people coming here or here, you know what to do, because I would say a couple people right around here near the Boomstone, and if it's a big group, big guild, have a couple people here and some in this area, and pretty much all around this location, because most people want to attack you from your blind side, and you don't want to have that, because you never know, someone's going to be playing the risk and playing the wild card. They're going to have maybe the strongest people here and slowly coming in, because you might wipe, like, let's say the first or the second wave of players that's trying to players that is offensive, but you have to play defensive in this case, because you never know, if you able to be the first wave, you might be good. They're probably testing the waters, testing you out, how you work and how you function. So maybe there's another wave coming in towards this direction, and if not, it might be towards the abyss direction. So keep in mind, you're gonna have like you need little clicks. So technically, that's relationships. Okay. So 70 people. So with 70 people, you're gonna have groups of 6. So let's see. In a party of 6, right? I'm not saying group of 6, but party of 6. So you might want to have, if you're a full group and they're full PvP, you probably want 2 groups of 6 there, for 3 groups in this area. I don't know what is the front area. Okay, so let's say this side, it's the side, and this is the front, and the back way over here. So you have to watch out for flankers that's gonna come in any of these directions, because like what I have showed you, people could hook on to 3 or 4 no, 3 locations, and they could easily just run here and start messing your tactics. But like I have showed you, it's easy to climb up. You're gonna have people climbing in, and it's gonna be chaotic and hectic. You could spread yourself at the beginning to feel them around, but if you start seeing them a bigger organized format, best bet is to regroup. So again, so let's say there's groups of 2 groups of 6, and then you have 3 groups of 6 here, 2 groups of 6 in the back, and the rest here. So if we're all spread out for at the beginning or close to the end, and somehow you're seeing a wave of a pact of, let's say, 70 players, regroup, get in the defensive position, and have the majority of the party in ready to have a war conflict. So you need to strategize that you don't want to go towards them. As I always stated, don't chase them. Let them come to you. So you have to figure out where you're gonna put on your defensive and as they're coming to you. So figure out which area you're gonna partake in, and you could pretty much put a stone here of guildstone, but since that would be your teleporting, you could have the guildstone here from playing out of sight. But it could be other, places where, you guys can explore. But remember, you don't want them to be in the high ground. You want to have the high ground and have a certain advantage. But if somehow they made you go back to the low ground, you have certain advantage too. Let them come to you if they have the high ground. Don't go getting closer or get to the point of a range sight, because there's going to be people with bows and arrows, and they have a straight sight to knock you out. Mages would probably use spells, but certain spells won't travel in an angle. It might be just traveling like a AoE spread shot or just a flat linear path. But I don't know. I haven't tested the mages or see how their spells work and function, if it can go in different areas. But yeah, this tombstone will be helpful enough for you could do certain tactics. If you are pushed to the corner, we could say. If your group is somehow getting defeated and there is no alternative motive to protect the Riftstone, the best strategy is to fall back and let everyone know the group you're going to go to the abyss area. And if you haven't died, go fall back and meet them there and re-strategize. Because if you somehow stay here for shits and giggles, maybe you're gonna use yourself as bait and purposely die. So if you did purposely die, you need to be in the best location. So I'm gonna just pick a random spot. Let's say I died here, and I was the last one standing, and or someone was able to flee and regroup. So I can communicate with the Alliance. This is what's happening. I'm still dead yet. I'm still observing. I'm scouting. This is what I see. This is where they're at. You need to keep great communications and show them what you could do. This strategy would work for smaller guilds and whichever size guilds that you have. Could be a medium guild, or you're just brand new. Dying could actually benefit you and your team, depending on what job that you have in the guild PvP area or guild war or whatever you want to call it, conflicts. So just to keep in mind, FYI, and have a good conversation on a team of 6. But I would strategize with you guys maybe later more what you could do with by using Discord, if you guys are using Discord or using, you know, in-game chat. There's ways and opportunity that you can use, or you know, the chat log. The chat log can be your friend, but also can be an enemy. But keep in mind, these tools are essential for you to prosper and progress throughout, because I could see certain spots that you can achieve certain goals. You may not want to be in this zone or area particularly. You may want to have a whole group. If you're thinking of defending this the Riftstone, sorry, there's another strategy in mind that instead of defensive, you go for an offensive approach that a lot of players haven't even thought of yet, or if they have, they don't know how to execute that procedure because maybe they timed it wrong, or it's not in their favor, or depending on the Riftstone. So with that in mind, in this case, maybe the best bet is being an offensive approach if you want to play that card. Not everyone is gonna use that strategy in mind, because most of the Riftstones particularly obligates you to be in a defensive position if you have a Riftstone. But you could switch it up and be an offensive and spreading out, or being together in a certain area where enemies cannot see you or find you. You know, like I said, use your wildest dreams, imagination, and use the area of the whole map, we could say, since there's spiders, there's mostly insects in this area, and boars. Use that as an advantage. I just give you guys a hint and a clue what you can possibly do. but they would probably see, let's say you abandoned it and you guys are around the area. Not close, but close, not too close that they can't see you, but close enough that you know and you are aware of what they're doing. So if they're just coming from the starlight, all of them, or in the abyss area, and they see it unprotected, let them try to claim it. And what do you know? Once you see that it's happening, you just haul ass and go an offensive approach and attack them while they're surprised. They're like, what the hell? Because there's times that, you know, you don't need to be present and be the early bird. You could wait it out till it's time to, to fight. So let's say I'm waiting and I'm the early bird here and some of the guild is ready, right? You haven't seen the other guild and maybe there's one scouting or three or four scouting. They're around the area. They could see you, but you can't really see them because they're doing something cheeky or something crazy. So when the time up comes, they might probably getting close enough and you're not aware. And then you see them from this angle or starting to pop out or using the grappling hook from there, or they're coming from the side because you are present and you're out the open and they see where you guys are locating your group. And in this case, they have an advantage because they have certain information. But if you're not there, and let's say I'm the offensive group and not the defensive group protecting the Riftstone. So let's say I'm coming towards here and I see you guys. And I could see you, there's some people here or there. So I could just like, okay, we just need to go come in this side and they won't even know what it's gonna hit them because they're looking at different directions. And they need to fix the targeting, I swear. So this is why you need to be hugging the walls so people won't know. And then you could probably find the first person and knock them out, and they won't know what hit them, because even if the first one didn't see you, and maybe there's two, and I got down, I was able to be scouting more what their strategy is and pass the information to the guild leader or whoever's calling the shots. So it's a different approach of this particular Riftstone, because you pretty much have to be on the go, not standing around, because once the opponent or your enemy, rival, whatever, see that you're in one certain location, they're like, okay, there's gonna be few people here and we're gonna go to the opposite or flank them. That's what you don't want to give out, where your position is. So that's what I see, especially this particular Riftstone. So again, this is 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, if you won't, if you have this Riftstone or Boomstone, you could be cheeky if you guys are rivals. But if you don't have that, don't worry about it. Forget about it. But that is the way that you can approach this Riftstone. Maybe you have different ideas. If you do, let me know at the comments section down below. And please like, subscribe, share the video for more of these type of videos. Because I ain't finished, and there is more opportunity to learn how to strategize or improve a way of your strategy, or to claim certain things. Because like I said, this is going to be a servers, not just one server, not where I am at. It's everyone can partake and use these type of information tactics and strategize in both ways. Even if you want to claim the Riftstone or protect the Riftstone, excuse me, this is a good type of information that you need to be aware and maybe use it for yourself. So like that, everyone has a fair shot of trying to claim a Riftstone, regardless how big or small of your guild. You can have a fair trial, because you might not have the numbers. If you have the power, and if you have a good solid group for a smaller guild, you could actually achieve the impossible and make it possible. But you need to know how to achieve that goal. And if you don't believe me, you can be the underdog. There is books of real world history of war strategy. So even if you like American football or football, that everyone in the globe partake and participate in the FIFA World Cup and also the Olympics. Okay, so take that in mind of how people strategize, if it's 1-on-1 or 3v1 or 4v2. Think of those type of numbers and how can you push forward to those odds. And like that, you have to know your members really well and how to use, or they can know and how to use their own class, and how you can synchronize, because that's another key. How to synchronize with a friend or a guild member, sorry. So with all that in mind, you can do what you can possibly achieve. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. There will possibly be 2 or 3 more left. I had to recheck again, but yeah. stay tuned for that. Peace out. Have a good night or have a good day, everyone.